Dear LeBron James and Anthony Davis, hit the road, Jack, and don't y'all come back no more. Oh, by the way, Anthony Davis, you a bitch. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell
Oh yeah, dig it.
Let's get this party started. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. The big dog is with me. Man, don't this feel like Mike and Mike sometimes?
It really does. I mean, that's just the nature of it, man.
And then Bigelow rides shotgun with us, and because of the reason you don't see him is because A, he's on his work hours, and B, his equipment. But we're
Yep.
gonna try to surprise him and fix that this summer. If I got anything to do with it, I'm gonna get him some better equipment so he can be on camera with us. But that's Victor. He's the third member of our crew. He will be back on tomorrow with us, and we'll roll through the rest of the week. My ambassadorship with the company I have been talking to is hours away from being activated.
Man,
Just
we have had a wild 24 hours.
Man, have we ever?
I mean, come on here. We've got the new we've both launched the new merch line.
Yep.
That is insane looking,
So,
dude.
Do you like the logo that I came up with?
I love it. My crew loves it. I've already got people saying they're going to be ordering stuff. Dude, this is insanity. 17 years I've been breaking my ass doing things, dude. Starting with the sim racing, coming here, the whole 9 yards. I've represented people. Of course, I had my deal with Wraith Energy. I'm still with them.
Good.
But to finally say I've got my own merch is monstrous.
And the merch is presented by yours truly and Snowman Multimedia, but I didn't put that on the merchandise. I wanted it to be you. You know what I mean? I wanted to put my logo there, but it wouldn't have felt right to me because this is something you have earned, my man. When the idea, look, folks, I can tell you honestly, when the idea hit me on Sunday, my brain was out of control. Seriously, my brain just went nuts. And
we just made that thing pop, dude.
The original idea was to come up with merch for Diary of a Mad Snowman, which we have. And that's out also. I sent you the link.
Which looks insane, dude. I've already got that plugged everywhere too.
Dude, I mean, ideas were hitting me like crazy. But when we came up with the Dog's Garage on Sunday, and the idea that I came up with for the logo, which we will reveal tomorrow, for the Dog's Garage, and you told me what your favorite car was, and it just felt like, okay, I got to get this there, and then you told me where to put it. We put the pieces together, and everything's launched, man.
And then you got my hand signed touch on that too. I mean, that's just that's chef's kiss, man.
Look, that needed your signature. That needed your signature because that is your signature. You know what I mean? That is your signature. Period.
And then you got the dog father on the back with me, dude. Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's just what's up.
Look, in case you haven't noticed, I've been in the lab for a little bit.
Oh yeah, you have.
I've been in the lab having fun, trying to come up with whatever I can come up with.
Man, I was in the lab with you on this one.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. And you're awesome, by the way. I just wanted to let you know that we've been friends. What 10 years?
Closer to 11. Closer to 11 or 12 because of Dark Knight. Man, I think it was right around 11, 12 years now, man.
I miss him.
I've been here for every single run of this show.
You have. You've been there. To say that I appreciate you would be a massive understatement, because brother, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. I can't put it into words. You, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, Ben Sutter III, who believed in my show. All y'all believed in my show, even though I've been through hell and back over 10 years in trying to do this. And you've been there for every launch, every relaunch, every rebrand for Arena, former name Arena Sportsnet. It was ISNet at first, then it became Arena Sportsnet, and that's about the time that we met. And now
Yep.
in multimedia, still going strong. I mean, I started my company in 1996 when we were covering Chicago Public League football, and it was the Public League Network. Didn't realize over the years how much time I would put into this, how much blood, sweat, and tears I would put into this. The legendary Ric Flair said it best. You gotta bleed, you gotta sweat, and you gotta pay the price.
Man, have we ever.
We have bled, we have sweat, and we have paid several prices. Several prices, man.
And man, if we're going to talk about giving out the flowers, man, I've got to hand some over your way because I've learned a lot working with you, man.
Oh,
I'm going
man.
to say that right now. I mean, with everything I've done, whether it's the introductions I do with Genevieve Yoso streams or whether it's the sim racing coverage I have, or when we're even talking the games, dude, from the Super Bowl, Big
Yep.
Ten championship, the whole 9 yards. I've learned a lot from working with you in all of this, man. So you appreciate me. I'm going to flip that back and say I appreciate the hell out of you for letting me sit under the tree and learn from you, man. I mean, this has been a hell of a ride, and I'm more than appreciative of this.
You know what? I'm appreciative of you and the rest of you guys, especially when I got stricken with cancer and I wasn't on as much. And then we moved here to Indiana from North Carolina. And anyone who knows me and knows my beautiful wife, we wanted to stay in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
We badly, even before I got stricken with cancer, which I've since kicked in the ass. I've dreamt of staying in North Carolina. COVID hit and it messed us up.
Yeah, it did.
COVID hit and it messed us up bad. But we're champions and we keep fighting. Me, Jody, Sonia, Dakota, Cheyenne, Sam, Carmen. Oh yeah. We keep fighting.
That's what you got to do in this lifetime, man. And we've been fighting for everything we've gotten to this point.
Yep. Living for JC is with us. Says glad to hear you've beaten it. That's wonderful. Yeah, and I got to tell that story. Shane wasn't online when this happened. February 15th of last year, we went into Dr. Roganoff's office, me and Jody, and we were getting blood work. I was getting results from my blood work and talking to him about how I could continue to control my bowels, because when I first got out of the hospital, I had a bowel problem. I could keep nothing in, I could keep nothing down, and I was always running to the bathroom. And I know people are going to go, why are you talking about that? A, because it's me. B, men need to know. And C, I want y'all to know and hear what I've been through. But we were in the office taking a look. We were in the office, I'm sorry, talking to Dr. Roganoff. And Jody, oh, my beauty. I love her so much. Jody said, we are waiting until the anniversary of the surgery, which would have been April 4th, to find out if he's in remission. And then Dr. Roganoff looked at us and said, the remission's already started. Man, you want to talk about a celebration?
Right.
Let me do this. And I pay homage to Cole Johnson for the elements that he's given us, the elements he's going to give us.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I talked with Cole yesterday about things, and after wishing him a happy birthday, I said, dude, I appreciate the hell out of everything you've done for this place.
Yeah, man. This is his fingerprints. And I love the fact that he has his fingerprints all over this. When I brought him aboard 2 years ago, I knew I needed him.
Hey, man.
I knew I needed him. But when we found out that I was in remission, Both of our eyes popped out. I'm shaking. I'm absolutely shaking before I jumped up like I scored a touchdown and pretended to spike the ball like George Kittle does. And I'm pumping my fist. I gave Jody a hug and a kiss. Dr. Roganoff is like laughing, but he wasn't laughing to be facetious. He was laughing because I think for the first time he's seen me happy in all of this. Because we met Roganoff in 21 when we immediately moved back up here to Indiana. Both Jody and I were dancing to the car. Man, you know what? Let me do this before we go to our first break. You want to know what Jody and I were doing? We were doing this.
You're not wrong when it comes to something like that, man.
I mean, oh, I mean, you want to talk about a happy dance?
Oh, I feel you, man. Trust me, I feel you.
Oh man, I can't express enough. I can't express enough how much you all mean to me. It was the love of you guys. Matter of fact, give me this camera. It was the love of you guys and the love of my family that pushed me pushed me through. I mean it. Because when I posted the pictures from the hospital, everybody was responding to it and sending me well wishes, and I truly appreciate it. I do. I appreciate y'all so much in God, I'm gonna cry.
You already made me cry earlier, dude. It's about time.
Well, oh God, I'm gonna cry. So y'all forgive me, but you guys don't know how much this means to me. And I mean every word of that. This is something. I mean, hell, I thought I gave up. You know, when Duke University Cancer Center told me that there was nothing they could do, they couldn't operate on the tumor, I all but gave up because I thought I didn't have the strength to fight. And my wife said, no, you're not doing that. And then she made me laugh again. She goes, Mister, you're going to beat this ish. That turned the light on. What started the train was when I got done with the surgery. We were at home and I didn't want to do anything. And she looked at me and says, I feel like you've given up. That started the train rolling. So, Jody, my love, thank you for speaking life into a situation that I never thought I'd find myself in. I never thought I'd be in. And for bringing the life back to me, you and the kids. Oh my God, I can't believe it. A year in remission. 2 years removed from cancer surgery. And I'm going to be 52 in July. That part I can't believe because I still feel like I'm a 10-year-old because it's the stuff I love.
Yeah, I got
But
you, man.
I thank all of you guys. I thank all of you guys. I want y'all to do me a huge favor. For those of you that are tuning in, no matter what platform you're on, I am disabled because of the surgery, because of the blood clots, and because I recently lost my big toe on my right foot to amputation. And I'm working very hard to heal so I can try to get back to work. But in the meantime, we need your help. We do. We need your help. So if you can help with a Cash App donation to $Tallman Dr. K50, so I can make sure I'm taking some of the pressure off of my wife, and just little things like going out and getting groceries, or sneaking away to put some gas in her truck, and to save a little bit for our next move. All donations are very appreciated. And someone asked me, what do you do when they come in? I said, well, there's probably something immediate that I need to take care of, like the internet here in the house, or the cell phone bill, or just get some groceries. I immediately do that. So if y'all can help, I truly appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody, including you, Shane, for granting me this time just to brag on my family and to brag on you and everybody that has been there.
Man, the flowers are deserved on your end. Trust me. I'm just here enjoying the ride with you.
Well, the ride's just getting started. Today's episode is just getting started. Coming up, when we get back, we say goodbye to the most mediocre player that has ever played the game. And something that was unexpected is going to happen. Snowman in the Morning, back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, aka Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I don't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic, they called Car Shield and saved my family and I $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give Car Shield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
Car Shield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department, helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battle is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
Emergency, please.
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast.
So Snowman's been asked, who's the face of the NBA? The face of the NBA has been residing in the Bay since he got here. And his name is Wardell Stephen Curry, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Take that.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
We are here. Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. And I never thought I would be doing what I'm about to do because it's the wrong day. But before I do, Amelia Huckelbauer, who has a one-woman show entitled All I Care About is the Yankees. She'll join us at the top of hour number 2. We're going to extend the show to a full 4 hours beginning Labor Day. So hang on to that. We're just piecing everything together as we go along and as we entertain you guys every day. And we're finding out what works. We're finding out what doesn't, but we're getting into a rhythm. And I want to thank you guys, even with all the craziness that surrounds the show and the fun thank you all for having fun with this. Thank you all for sticking with this. And, thank you all for just being there. We really appreciate you. We do. Now then, I saw something.
You mean something found you?
Oh, yeah, this found me. This.
Play the heartbeat.
I got to do it right. As I was perusing social media.
We keep telling you not to do this.
I know. I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't help it.
Oh, you know what happens when, you know what they say, the best things don't usually happen after 2 a.m.
True. I was still up and I couldn't fall asleep for the life of me. Ah, hell. Let's not waste any more time.
Give me the heartbeat.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronxexual Confessions.
I'm not even going to say, give me this camera. I'm going to just leave it here. Okay. First, let me call some people out. Nehemiah Nemo Barnes. With the quote that I'm about to say, well, why don't I just do it this way? Anthony Edwards via Instagram wrote, quote, I've never seen so many people be happy to see an athlete fail more than LeBron. His whole career, he's been hated on constantly and slandered to no end, to the point where when he retires, nobody would have appreciated his greatness. I'm glad I will be one who did. Close quote. Let me read that again. Quote. I've never seen so many people be so happy to see an athlete fail more than LeBron. Lies. His whole career, he's been hated on constantly and slandered to no end, to the point where when he retires, nobody would have appreciated his greatness. I'm glad I'll be one who did. Close quote. I begin with two words. What greatness? Oh. Let me go on. Let me go on before I rip this to shreds. Nehemiah Nemo Barnes, and yes, I call these bronzesexuals out by name. I've been doing it for the 4 years that this program has had Bronzesexual Confessions, and thank you, Cole Johnson, for allowing me to keep it. Nemo Barnes said, quote, like I always say, it's not the professionals who hate LeBron, not even the scholars of the sport. It's usually just MJ fanatics or people who teams got beat by Bron. That's why it's all entertainment. Close quote. Let me do this. Let me do this.
People want entertainment. They should have seen Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Raw last night.
And let me do this. Nehemiah Nemo Barnes. Are you fucking kidding me? I know I'm using the button a lot, but it's necessary.
Oh God.
Let me do this again. Are you fucking kidding me? What the what the what the actual are you thinking? So I wrote something back. And I wrote back to this fool, quote, get the heck out of here with this frivolity. LeBron James sucks as a basketball player, period. He's done nothing to influence the game. He's done nothing to change the game. And most importantly, he's done nothing to revolutionize the game. In other words, comma, LeBron James as a basketball player is pure unadulterated trash. Hashtag Snowman says, hashtag student of the game. Close quote.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Dogfather, I direct you to do a simple 3-word statement that I say all the time.
Find the lie.
Find
And
the
there ain't
lie.
one to be found.
So Nehemiah wrote me back with a bunch of laughing emojis.
Well, that tells you
And
there's
he
a clown
goes,
right there.
And he goes, so which are you, the MJ fanatic or fan of a team that lost to LeBron? Yeah.
I believe the correct answer is C. Student of the game who has been a fan of LeBron and has the Golden State Warriors as the team. Fan of MJ, getting LeBron getting his butt kicked. Take your pick how we want to take this. I mean, yeah.
I first started watching NBA basketball, and I'm not ashamed to say this aloud. I mean, hell, like I said earlier, I feel like I'm 10 and I'm going to be 52 in July. Let me say this loud and clear, Bronsexuals. First of all, I began watching the NBA in 1980 when a young fellow, 20 years old, by the name of Irvin Magic Johnson, told his coach Paul Westhead on a flight to Los Angeles, "Never fear, Magic's here." What was the situation? Lakers had just won Game 5, but lost their captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to migraines. And anyone who's dealt with a migraine knows those some bitches hurt. Westhead was wondering who is going to play center. Magic Johnson said, quote, "Never fear, Magic's here." He took the center jump and proceeded to destroy Julius Erving and the Sixers with 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. I've never seen LeBron have a game like that. And I've watched every NBA final he participated in, even the ones where he was voted MVP and he should not have. Bubble championship, anyone? See, you bronsexuals and the media bronsexuals therein, give me this button. Love sucking LeBron James's because you think that he has done something otherworldly to change the game. Let me repeat my statement. What the actual has he done to change the game? Not a damn thing. Hear me and hear me well, bronsexuals. LeBron James absolutely sucks as a basketball player, period. LeBron James absolutely blows as a basketball player, period. And JJ, I love you very much, but I'm picking on you. And JC, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let's keep it going. LeBron James, give me this camera. LeBron James sucks as a basketball player. Let me say it again. LeBron James sucks and has done nothing to change the game, to influence the game, or to revolutionize the game. In fact, I go the opposite. LeBron James has ruined the NBA.
You want to say that for those in the back of the Union Center?
For those in the back of the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. For those in the back at the Forum in Inglewood, California. For those in the back at the old Chicago Stadium, and Shane O'Mac, this is for you. For those in the back at the old Boston Garden, where 14,890 kept filling that place night after night. LeBron James has ruined the NBA, period. And it will never get back to where it once was when players actually competed for the love of the game and represented their team until LeBron James leaves. And Nehemiah asked me a question. Who are you a fan of? I ain't a fan of LeBron. I never will be a fan of LeBron. LeBron sucks. You can call me a hater all you want. So be it. So be it. I'm just a hater, as the trolls would say to me. You just hate what LeBron has done to the game. I do hate what LeBron has done to the game. He's ruined it. How about that? He's ruined it. Do you hear me? LeBron James, along with a couple of others, but I've laid this at the feet of LeBron James, and I've always laid this at the feet of LeBron James. I will continue to lay this at the feet of LeBron James, who is probably going to have his son with him in the NBA. He's going to play that year, and then he's finally going to do something I've wanted him to do since 2003. Walk the away. Hear me well, Bronsexuals. And this doesn't include play-by-play with JJ. I love the brother dearly. LeBron James, you a bitch.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
You know me too well, Shane.
Oh, I mean,
Listen,
again,
listen.
find the lie.
You're going to need to say that again in a couple of seconds when I say this. The era was supposed to go from MJ to Kobe to LeBron. That didn't happen. Why? It went from MJ to Kobe. We saw that in 1998 at Madison Square Garden in the All-Star game. Find the lie. It partially went to Allen Iverson, who I have adored. Find the lie.
That playoff series in 2001 was a rocket ship of a series.
But the era didn't even go to Allen Iverson. It sure as hell didn't go to LeBron James. Let me say this. LeBron James has never had an era. Period. Why? A 6'3", 180-pound, baby-faced assassin came in, cut his legs out, and took the era from him. And his name is Wardell Stephen Curry. And I've had Bronsexuals already this morning attack me saying, what has Stephen Curry done that LeBron hasn't done? It's pretty simple. Stephen Curry has something not even MJ achieved. Unanimous most valuable player. And at the bottom of hour 2, I got a second one of these.
Oh boy.
You Bronsexuals are not going to like it. And I'm happy for it. Why is the NBA ruined? Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever. Amen. Now get out of my face, you stupid, thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
I figured Malik Jones would show up. Jordan sexuals are worse than Bronsexuals. No, we're not. Because Michael Jordan actually played defense. Matter of fact, listen. Michael Jordan has done something. And yes, I am a big fan of Michael Jordan. I'm also a fan of Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Joe Bird, Julius Erving. He was my first favorite player. Julius Erving was my first favorite player. And Ryan McCarthy just said it. Just because you've been around the longest doesn't mean you're the greatest. And LeBron's nowhere near the greatest. I told you, I got a big one in hour 2. And I called a complete audible on what we were talking about today because I got some running to do. I got to get my oil changed and things like that. So this is a potluck episode. Listen to me carefully. And no, Malik, I didn't create a whole morning show to hate on LeBron. I just saw that one quote and I went off.
If we want to do a whole show on LeBron, we could, but yet again,
why would we?
I'd have to grab a garbage truck for all of that.
You know, one just rolled by my house. I should have stopped him. People keep asking me, name one thing that Jordan has done that LeBron hasn't done. I'll put it in 4 letters. DPOY. What does that stand for? Defensive Player of the Year.
Not wrong.
The year was 1988. I'll save the rest for after we talk to our guest at noon. Had a conversation with Rob Johnson's schedule. We're going to move that to tomorrow, and tomorrow will be a 3-hour spectacular. We're going to get back on point here. Kept it at 2 hours because I had so much running to do, and I got a lot of running to do tomorrow. Take a break. When we come back, a tribute to Vern Lundquist. We did it for John Sterling. We're going to do it for Vern Lundquist. Vern, we love you. Enjoy your retirement. Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
Yeah, we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, aka Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. They called Car Shield and saved my family on $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give Car Shield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
Car Shield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
So, Snowman's been asked, who's the face of the NBA? The face of the NBA has been residing in the Bay since he got here. And his name is Wardell Stephen Curry, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Take that.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Some people just don't learn. 56 after the hour, about 9 minutes away from welcoming a wonderful guest. She just got a hold of me, I believe. Let me check. Yep, she just got a hold of me, and she says, "Awesome, talk soon." She'll be here at 12:05 to talk about her one-woman show, and we're going to have a great conversation. Speaking of great, someone else hung up the headset.
We've had a lot of that going on this year.
Anybody know the name Vern Lundquist?
In your life, have you ever seen anything like that?
2005, Tiger Woods.
One of the most iconic calls.
Tiger Woods. He did the SEC. He did CBS. He did football on CBS for many, many years. The NFL, but then later on in his career, he concentrated on college football on the Southeast Conference. Yep. And here's a fact about Vern Lundquist a lot of people may not know. Once upon a time, he was the radio voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
He did NFL on TNT for a while, too, back when that was actually a thing.
He was their chief voice. And that started when the NFL on TNT started. I believe that started in 1990.
I think so.
Take a look and see if I'm right. Ryan, can you do some real-time research? I think the NFL on TNT came into existence. It's either 1989.
1990.
It was 1990. It was 1990, and he was the chief voice, and they treated that the same way that ESPN Radio did for Jim Durham when he became their chief voice for radio in 1996. Matter of fact, Jim Durham and Brent Musburger headlined radio NBA calls. Loved them both. And Vern Lundquist covering the Masters, covering NCAA basketball. By George. Y'all remember that? 2006? George Mason, a commuter college. He got to the Final Four. But man, there are so many things about Vern. He's a gentleman and a scholar, and I know that's a lot of crazy. That's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Cliche. but he's that.
Yeah. Vern
But
did the NFL on TNT from 95 to 97, the last 2 years they were doing it.
Yeah. I miss the NFL on TNT. And I miss
Sunday,
him doing
Sunday night games.
Oh, you know who was the first headline voice for the NFL on TNT? The late, great Skip Carey.
Yep.
Skip Carey did it. And then Vern Lundquist took over in 95 when Skip went back to concentrating on the Atlanta Braves because they were in the process of winning a World Series.
Yeah.
He called a game winner. I was watching Tennessee versus Georgia one year, and I forgot the year. But current 49er Jawan Jennings caught a Hail Mary and beat Georgia between the hedges. I listened to that. The kick six in 2013 in the Iron Bowl.
I was about to say Iron Bowl 2013. Anybody talk about a prayer being answered?
Exactly. And that's exactly what he said. An answered prayer. That's exactly what he said. An answered prayer. Oh man, Vern Lundquist hanging up his microphone and retiring. And Vern, we love you. We wish you a very happy retirement. And you can do whatever you want to do now, man. You put in the work, and the joy is all the joy and the pleasure is all ours to admire. We
Amen. Amen. Corner will never be the same.
Nope, it won't. It won't. But we love you, Vern. Have a great retirement. All right, we're at the top of the second hour, and I'm going to welcome a very, very special guest. Is sports involved? Yeah, but a few other things are involved too. Hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning begins after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus, smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I don't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. They called Car Shield and saved my family and I $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give Car Shield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
Car Shield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
We were always hippies.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Indeed it is. This is hour 2 therein of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Glad to have y'all with us. Glad to have everybody tuning in over our radio networks, WLEO in Baltimore, WJKS, 622 AM DB, located in Indianapolis and in Chicago, and of course, our flagship station, Snowman Multimedia Sports. All right. Last week, we did a tribute to John Sterling, who announced his retirement. And I love John's call of Yankees win, the Yankees win. And the nicknames he came up with were absolutely fabulous. The guest I have for y'all right now is also like the old school Price is Right and absolutely fabulous. She's an actor and a teaching artist based in the Bronx. So you know she's right by Yankee Stadium, okay? Yankee Stadium is like her second or third home, okay?
I'm about to take a whole lot of crap for wearing a Red Sox hat today.
No, you're not. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love this. She's producing and acting in a one-woman show called All She Cares About Is the Yankees. It was written by John Ford Noonan in the 1980s. When I read that, when she got a hold of me and I read that, I immediately responded and said, let's do it. I immediately responded and said, let's do this thing. Well, let's not waste any more time because I would just be wasting time reading the rest of the bio she sent me instead of saying, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one-woman show herself, Amelia Huckle Bauer. Good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
Good afternoon. Hi, I'm great. What a fun intro. I love it. I love it. So happy to be here.
I mean, you sent me that intro and the part that I read was all I read. And I said, oh, hell yeah, I'm getting her on.
Right.
I said, oh, hell, I got to get her on. What inspired you to do that, to put that one woman show together? What turned on the light for you and said, hey, instead of reading this, what the hell? I'm going to act this out. What gave it to you?
I love how you said that. What inspired you to do that? Every now and then I still ask myself that because it is a whole lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, long story short is I was auditioning for a theater company years ago, I think 2017. Mm-hmm. And the callback was go out and find a monologue that speaks to your soul and makes you fall flat on your face. And the man running the company gave us like freedom to do whatever we wanted, any gender, any kind of being, animal, superhero, any age, which for actors is very rare because we're usually pigeonholing ourselves and typing ourselves. So I went on a hunt for something that I really loved, and I found this monologue in a monologue book at the Drama Bookshop, which is sort of a famous bookstore in New York that actors go to.
I know what you're talking
about. Yeah, Lin-Manuel kind of just saved it post-COVID because it's, you know, like everything else in New York, it has to pay rent. So it needed a lifeline, and it got it. But yeah, I found this monologue and I loved it. And I used it for my audition, and then I found the play, which is hard to find. I mean, you have to order it straight from the publisher. And then I was working on it in one of my acting classes with one of my old time acting teachers who've known me since I was 17. And he said, well, you should just do the whole show. And once he said that to me, I felt like, you know, those things when like somebody says something and you're like, that has to happen now. And it's kind of like, crap, that has to happen now.
Light switch.
Listen, 1995 was my light switch. December of 1995, when I got an idea because a friend of mine, I was in Chicago, I was at Chicago State. A friend of mine was checking out a camera from the speech and theater department, and he was going to film the game that was taking place at the time. It was Chicago State, Northern Illinois. I said, Kevin, can you attach a microphone to that? And he said, yeah, what do you have in mind? And he saw this evil smile on my face. And he said, "You're dressed, aren't you?" Uh-huh. So we went over to the gym. We got permission to film. And with only a roster and a couple of notes, that was my first play-by-play call.
Love it.
And like you, when this happened, you immediately know you created a monster.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You immediately know that you created a monster, and you get greedy. You're like, I've got to do this again. I got to have more of it. I got to improve it. I got to find a way to streamline it and improve it. And with this, I read this, and I immediately became interested. What made you choose this? What made you choose this show?
It was a couple of things. I mean, to me, what was so fascinating is the premise of the play is a 39-year-old woman in Greenwich Village who cannot leave her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So mind you, I found this before COVID, although sort of during COVID, it did occur to me that audiences may relate to it in a different way.
Right.
So that was helpful and I think interesting. But we don't know why. We don't know what has happened to her. We just know she cannot leave her apartment, and she does all of these amazing, bizarre, creative things to get out the door. And
Right.
she is obsessed with the Yankees. It's kind of real time. It's just one night. She's watching a game. It starts with a game. I believe it's a game that actually happened, because we did a show a little while ago at a library, and a man came up to me and said, "I remember that game." So I have to double check that. But so she's in love with the Yankees, and she does all these things to get out. And a couple things attracted me to it. One was this idea of like, and she says it in the show, this sort of seemingly normal, happy, beautiful 39-year-old woman where everybody's like, there's nothing wrong with her. Why can't she get out the door? So that sort of juxtaposition of like what people think you are or who people think you are, and then the fact that you're really not that on the inside. And then also my husband's a Bronx native. He's a huge Yankee fan. Yeah, I'm a huge Yankee fan, but I grew up in New England, so we have love for Red Sox people as well. No worries.
You've seen both sides of the rivalry.
Yeah, I'm like a switch hitter, sort of. Not really. I don't know. I'm really a Yankees fan, but we love Red Sox people too. And in fact, the first time we did the show was in Maine.
Okay.
Yo!
Which is like huge Red Sox territory. Yeah.
You came to my neck of the hood.
It is.
Are you in Maine?
Yes, I'm actually in Waterville.
Okay, amazing. So I danced in Waterville. I used to dance with Robinson Ballet in Bangor, and we used to come up to Waterville. Yeah. See, small world. Nice. Yep. Yeah, so we were in Deer Isle. Yeah, we did this show in Deer Isle in July of 2022.
Yeah, that's like 2.5 hours north of me.
Yeah. My parents are we're in Blue Hill. My parents are in Blue Hill.
Wow.
So, yeah. But yeah, so I mean the in a lot of ways the show is also sort of like a little bit of a love song to old school New York and like old school Greenwich Village, which I love. I mean, I guess I'm kind of old school and yeah, that's
nothing wrong with that.
It was all of that. And then the other thing is that she's so creative, and like, even though she's in this place that is just not good, she is so determined, and she's just trying so hard. And we have a really small team, but we say to each other all the time, like, we feel like we could work on this show and like never quite figure it out, never quite crack it, because it's just so interesting and there's so much to talk about. There's just so much in it. So that is what drew me to the show. And the Yankees part is a bonus, and it's really fascinating. And I think it's also great because I'm hoping that it will appeal to some people who don't necessarily come to a lot of theater. Like, my dream is to have baseball fans come who just like don't come to theater. That's what I hope is going to happen. So
I think that'll be a huge crossover for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Why should you mentioned baseball fans? Why should baseball fans come see this show? What's your goal with that?
I mean, I think it will. I mean, number one, I think it will be fun. It's 1983. Billy Martin is managing the Yankees.
Yes.
Goose is Spanky's favorite player. Guidry is on the mound when the show starts.
Louisiana
And I
Lightning.
mean, what else do you need? There's a little bit, there's some Babe Ruth action, not on the TV. That's, she's not, it is historically accurate, but there's some Babe Ruth fun stuff. There's 3 huge Yankee dolls. There's small Yankee dolls. There's some fun Yankee memorabilia. But mostly I think it's just, I mean, she's such a fan, and it's super interesting because she has an amazing baseball mind. And another thing we talk about a lot is that if it was 2024, Spanky would probably be like one of the first female managers, because she was ahead of her time. And I know that because my manager, my director is works for MLB. He does statistics, and he is a little bit in charge of the pitch clock, of all things.
Yes.
So yes, I know. Yeah. So he, which is, that was like not even the reason I hired him. I hired him for his like artistic fantasticness, but it's also was obviously an incredible, huge bonus that he's so knowledgeable about baseball. And he talks a lot about how Spanky, the character, really did know what she was talking about and was ahead of her time in terms of how she like kept stats. And honestly, it's over my head, but I think that part is really fascinating. So I think it will be interesting to baseball fans. Yeah.
That is incredible. I mean, honestly, just hearing about this now, you've got me hooked if you ever come back up here.
Well, I mean, we're ready to go anywhere if people will have us. So,
Oh, there's an opera house just about 2 minutes down my door. Hey, there you go.
Let's make it happen. I'll come to Waterville.
I want to see this show because I grew up on baseball. I absolutely grew up on baseball. My father and my grandfather got me involved in it. My uncles were involved in it. I played a little bit of Little League baseball. Tried out for my high school baseball team as a sophomore. Couldn't cut it, but I then tried out for the varsity team. Couldn't cut it there. So as far as playing baseball, the dream was dead. But the varsity coach came up to me and lit me up, and he said, "I got an offer for you." All right. What's that? How'd you like to be our statistician? Oh, hell yeah. I'm all over that. And I was a statistician for 2 years, my junior year and my senior year, more so my junior year. And I loved it.
Awesome.
And now, still being involved in the game, I do a lot of virtual play-by-play since I'm healing from cancer and toe amputations. So I sit here in front of my computer, pick a Major League Baseball game on a day where I know I can get some traffic to my YouTube channel, and I do the game. But I do have a goal this June to get back in the booth live and call the Indiana High School State Baseball Championships at Victory Field in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I want to make it a weekend. I want to bring my wife with me. And there's all kinds of stuff I want to do. Let me welcome the audience from a Worldwide Sports Radio Network. I mistakenly forgot to start the stream with them. So what I will do is reload this at 2 p.m. so y'all can see the entire show, can see the entire replay. My apologies to that.
Now, my biggest question is, with you guys being in the Bronx, obviously you've been down to the new ballpark and everything else. We mentioned earlier John Sterling's retirement. What is the ultimate John Sterling call for you?
Oh my God, I don't. My husband's in the other room. He's still on spring break. I should ask him. I don't know. I mean, I will say that when I think my director Jonathan told me first, and I like texted my husband. I was like, "Did you know that John Sterling retired?" Because it was like I think the Tuesday, Sunday, we were listening to the game in the car. And I mean, I guess for me, it's more just like watching my husband listen to him, and like my husband's the kind of fan, like if he's like watching the game in the other room and like I think somebody and I don't know, and he has this reaction like I really think somebody's died, and that happens like all season. Like I keep thinking someone's dead, or like he got it. Like he really, I mean, he's a Bronx guy. He's lifelong Yankee fan.
Yeah.
So I'd really have to ask him. And I mean, like just what you said, he always talks about how the nicknames are amazing. I mean, my son, who's almost 5, wore his Aaron Judge t-shirt to school today.
Nice.
So I think, and he's falling in love with the game at this age. And I think like Judge is his favorite player. So I think, I think it's like the nicknames that sort of like come into our house a lot since we have the young kids.
Robinson Cano, don't you know?
Yeah.
Stantonian blast.
Stantonian blast.
Of course, if we're gonna mention Double A, all rise. Here comes the judge.
Yes.
I got there's so many that he came up with. El Capitan, that's of course in reference to Derek Jeter. Yes, I remember Bob Shepard. Bob Shepard's one of my favorite PA announcers. And all I had to hear to know I was listening to a Yankees game was number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
Oh, for me, that if I knew I was listening to a Yankee game, it was when Mariano Rivera was coming out of the pen.
I was going to say that was for me.
Yankees, number 42, Mariano Rivera. Number 42. But man,
yeah, I think that would be for me because like that was the sort of the era that I was like watching a lot of baseball because I wasn't quite as busy as I am now. Mariano's probably my favorite player. I had a Matsui jersey for a little while too. Back in the
Godzilla.
Thriller from Godzilla.
I'm a Red Sox fan and I know these calls.
I know. My only excuse is that I have 6 jobs and 2 kids and we're trying to move. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how
and my
that
husband
goes.
watches the games for me. I know
get
it's
it.
awful. One day I'll get back to it.
I understand that, believe me.
Yes. Amelia Hunt, I get it. All right. I truly get it. My health has gone sideways for the last 3 years and kicking the hell out of cancer, coming back from blood clots, and now coming back from an amputated toe. People just expected me to give up, to give up this dream. I got a headset in my closet. All I got to do is get my schedule organized, and I'm calling Major League Baseball. I'm calling the WNBA. Shane already knows my NFL team, which is the 49ers. And I started doing their games just about midway through. And my wife came to me and said, "You're on to something. Keep going." So now it's a split Sunday where I do the Colts games. That's her team. She bought me this. So, and my daughter was born at Peyton Manning Hospital. So I cannot come in this house and not have love for the Colts. My team is the 49ers, and my daughter Cheyenne saluted me with this for Christmas. So, like you, it's the nicknames for me with John Sterling. But I will say this. There was one move that he always did to signify a Yankee victory. And I'm gonna take you back to 2008. It's at the old stadium. And it was a wild, wild game. Johnny Damon got the game-winning hit, and the call went like this.
3-1, swung on and driven down the right field line. Fair, the game is over. It's a fair ball into the corner. Benamy scores. Johnny Damon gets his 6th hit of the day, a ribby single. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
That's when I learned about the Sterling Shake. And I borrowed, and 4 years later, I beg your pardon, I borrowed it because I was in Chicago at the time and I was covering the Roosevelt University Lakers based out of downtown Chicago. And I knew that call was going to come to me because I couldn't think of any other call that would fit. So we go to first home game. They won. And that's what I did. I said, Lakers win. The Lakers win. It caught fire.
Yep. That's when you know you're on something.
It caught fire. Man, speaking of fire, this is a great conversation we're having with Amelia Huckle Bauer. And right now, folks, we're just rolling right along and doing everything. What do you do outside of acting?
I teach acting, and I teach acting and I act. Right now I'm directing a middle school production.
Mhm.
My daughter goes to a Bronx charter school for the arts here in the Bronx, and there's
Right.
a elementary school and a middle school. So I'm
Mhm.
directing a production there. I teach at Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, which is an old school method acting studio, which I love, sort of my home away from home. I've been there since I was 17. I won't say how many years that is, but it's well over half my life. We'll put it that way.
Right.
And I work with an amazing theater company called Emit Theater, and we do immersive Shakespeare in New York City public schools. And that is super awesome as well. There are not as many baseball fans in that theater company, I will say, but they are super supportive of the show nonetheless. Shakespeare and baseball do not always mesh, although maybe that is my next project. That might perhaps be a good one. I wanted to mention too another fun thing about the show, because we have so there's a lot of voices in the show because she listens to tapes, and then she's also watching the game, and we have announcers. And I have a friend named Owen Newkirk, who I grew up with, also in Blue Hill, Maine, who announces for the Dallas Stars in Texas.
Nice.
Yep, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Same here. Same here.
So
Same here.
So Owen and I grew up together. His little sister is my age, and we're best friends. And Owen, used to like tease me and beat me up and all that stuff growing up. And he was always hilarious. But your story of being asked to be the statistician when you were in high school made me think of him. But he and his buddy do the announcer voices for us. So we bring in like all sorts of, I don't know, fun stuff. So we have real hockey announcers doing the baseball announcers, but it works. So
if you ever need another voice,
tidbit.
If you ever need another voice, I'm putting my hat in the ring.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
You come to Maine, I got you.
Yep. We could make it. We could like add
listen,
a live.
I'm in studio here most of the day. All right. This microphone is in front of me. Whenever you need a voice, never fear. Snowman's here.
I love it. And I love what you're saying too about keeping working, even though you have some health challenges, because I think that's what keeps us going. I mean, why would you give that up? Like, if anything, that's what's gonna help you push through. And we also talk a lot about we struggle a lot with like what Spanky would be doing now, because I think in some ways with the technology we have, she would probably be a you. She would be an influencer, or she would have a podcast. She would have, she'd have a YouTube channel. But what we wonder is like, I mean, she obviously also has some real mental health challenges that she has to deal with. So sometimes we talk about like, if she was alive now and she had all these opportunities to stay in her apartment yet still connect with the real world, would that be like helpful to her, or would it be a way for her to still sort of like keep things at bay? So it's just like an interesting, I mean, obviously for you, it's healthy and helpful. And I think it ultimately would have been for her too, which is interesting because I think these days it's easier to like sort of look at social media and all of our technology moving so fast as like sort of a lot of the negative impacts it's having on us. But for a lot of people, there's a lot of positive out there as well in terms of connecting with the outside world. I mean, we're all talking to each other in different areas of the country, which is so cool. It's just like, it's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This little studio that I have right here is just a precursor to what I'm going to be getting next. And my wife's going to help me with the decoration and the building of said studio. And she told me you can't have your office and studio in-house because you'll really start forgetting what you need to do around the house. And she's right. And we have a deal where if she's making the bread, I clean up the house. And that's no problem for me. That is absolutely no problem for me. So teamwork makes the dream work. And though she teases me all the time about announcing games, she was one that looked me in the eye and said, I want you to chase your dreams. Man, Man, do you know what that does for you when a woman tells you that? Chase your dreams. That is something else. I mean it. That is something else. Speaking of something else, that's what this conversation has been. Oh man, Amelia Huckelbauer joining us here on Snowman in the Morning to kick off hour 2. Man, I love you very much. I love your production. I want to see it one day. And I'll say again, you ever need a sports voice? Never fear. Snowman's here. I got you.
You're on the list. You're on the list. And I
I
love that story
appreciate it.
about your wife. Thank you for sharing that. I also have a partner who's incredibly supportive, and it makes a difference.
Isn't it wonderful to
Yeah.
have that? Th- Did did your husband like say the same thing to you that my
Well,
wife
what
said?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we're, I think, lucky in a lot of ways. Obviously, you and your wife are an amazing couple. I mean, Eric and I met when we were younger and then sort of split for a little while and got back together. He's also 15 years older than me. But
Mhm.
we got married when we were fully grown adults and we knew exactly what we wanted. And there
Right.
wasn't much, it was like, if we're doing this, this is what we're doing. This is who I am. This is who you are, et cetera, et cetera. So he knew ahead of time, I'm an actor. That's what I do. And what he said to me many times, especially because when we had kids, we have an 8-year-old and an almost 5-year-old, I took off of work mostly because none of my jobs, as wonderful as they are, really
Mhm.
supplement childcare to that extent. It didn't make sense for me to keep working. And plus it was amazing to be able to be home with them. But I definitely had times where I felt guilty because I wasn't bringing in the amount of money that I felt I should be. And he looked at
Mhm.
me and he would say, "You're doing the harder work, first of all." Um, there are many times where I think he's like, "I'll stay at work another hour."
Yeah.
Whereas like being home with your kids is, but also he looks at me and he says, "You are an artist. It's what you do,
Yep.
and you're a real artist." And then every now and then he sort of looks at me and he's like, I'm amazed with you," which it kind of amazes me to hear him say that because, he knows me better than anybody. And so
Mhm.
um, I just feel like I'm just his wife. I'm going about the things that I do, and it's, everyday stuff. And then he sometimes looks
Mhm.
at me and he's like, "You're doing a great job. I'm really proud of you." So it's very, and then he helps me so much with the Yankee stuff. He designed my postcard. He's a teacher. He's a full-time special ed middle school teacher in the Bronx where we live, like the
Mhm.
hardest teaching it could possibly be. But he still finds time he's a graphic designer and he helped me with my postcard. And he also used to be a lighting designer. And so one of his best friends is helping me with lights, Stark Productions. So it is a team,
It is.
teamwork for sure. Yeah, but no, he's very supportive. And then my team itself, Jonathan Libman is my director and he's amazing. And then one of my very good friends, Tatiana Kott, who also is a Jackie of all trades. She's an actress and a choreographer. She's a scientist, a teacher from the Soviet Union. She's a breast cancer survivor. And she's
Yes!
just, yeah,
Another
no, she's
cancer
amazing.
survivor.
And, well,
Yes!
my husband actually is also an adult
What?
onset leukemia survivor. Yes, yes,
What
yes,
did you say leukemia?
yes, yes, yep, yep, yep.
In the immortal words of the late great Jack Buck, pardon me while I stand up and applaud.
Yeah,
We're
yes,
surrounded by
yes,
we're surrounded by cancer survivors. So you can add me to that list because I kicked cancer in the ass.
yes,
And
thank goodness.
it was stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Oh my God. Wow.
It was stage 4. I was at stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And the doctors in North Carolina where we were living didn't think there was a chance in hell that they could remove the tumor. It started with blood clots. And this is how sports helped me. When I was laying on a table at Duke University Cancer Center and they were sucking the blood clots out of me, I looked to my left and on the television was, wouldn't you believe it, a hockey game. It was it was the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Carolina Hurricanes. And I looked to my left and I just stared. I was on that skinny ass table for 2.5 hours while they sucked all the blood that was in my lungs out of me. Thank the Lord that they did. And then a month later had the biopsy, and the biopsy was crazy because we got there, got checked in. I put on the robe, and I had to wear 2 hats. I had to wear 2 hospital hats. And then they gave me that anesthesia, and I zonked out quick. It took the nurse, according to my wife, it took the nurse to like shake me on my chest to wake me up. One of the best sleeps I ever had. And it only lasted 20 minutes.
Oh no.
It only lasted 20 minutes. I thought I slept for hours because I was groggy.
You're out.
I was out. I was completely out. And when I had the surgery 2 years ago this month, as a matter of fact, I came home from the hospital and dropped into bed. And who should come running? My little dog, Lucy, who has been attached to my hip since the day I met my wife. She's my spirit animal. So, folks, if you have a dream and you're going through a lot right now, physically, mentally, emotionally, use it as therapy. Because I use this as therapy. I do my play-by-play as a form of therapy. I talk to people. I talk to my daughter. I talk to my wife. And I just talk to different people, and they have all helped me to heal. So therapy, folks, is not a bad thing. And we're up against the break, but I would love to have you come back and talk some more. This has been an absolute delight. We love you, and we want you to come back.
For sure. For sure.
Amelia Huckelbauer, everybody. Thank you, my dear. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
You come to Maine, I'm coming to the show.
I'm doing it. We're there every summer, so we'll hook it up.
Whenever
Snowman, give her my info.
Done. Whenever you have an opening that I can do virtually, never fear, Snowman's here. I got
I'm gonna think of something now. We're doing it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I wish we could have you as a guest. I wish we could have you both come. We've been wanting to do a talk back. Maybe I can figure it out so we can do a virtual talk back. We'll make it work.
You see how we're doing this? I'll teach you how to make it work. Trust me. Trust me. Bring me on as an advisor for virtual conversations. I will help you make this work. It's a lot of trial and error for me, but now I can share it with you. All right, we'll do it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, both. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
Wow.
Dude, that was freaking awesome.
Wow. I think we just found another virtual job, bud.
I'm down. Legit, I'm down, dude.
So am I. My first virtual voiceover work. Hell yeah.
All for it. I'm all for this, man. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. And I love her story, her enthusiasm, her team, which includes her husband and her family. Because in today's age, everybody's out for themselves. Everybody out for themselves. And what's wild is that you don't have natural teams anymore. Let's take a break. We'll end the show with that. We'll end the show with a discussion about that. And thank you, Amelia Huckelbauer, for coming on. We appreciate you so very much. A wonderful conversation. Y'all will see this on the new Snowman in the Morning YouTube channel. Talk more about that and a few other things we got in place. Snowman in the Morning, back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got CarShield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I don't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave CarShield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. They called CarShield and saved my family and I $2,400.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give CarShield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
CarShield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street y'all done had problems, maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. So Snowman's been asked, who's the face of the NBA? The face of the NBA has been residing in the Bay since he got here. And his name is Wardell Stephen Curry, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Take that.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Down the stretch we come.
Man,
Down
I'm
the
still
stretch we
smiling
come.
over Amelia. I'm telling you that
You
right
too?
now. Yeah.
You too?
Dude, the fact she's got ties up to my neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's incredible. That's incredible, isn't
Hey,
it?
like we said, she needs anything, we got her.
And then I told her, if you need something that I can do virtually, and the next sentence she says to me is, I'm thinking of it, we're going to do something together. And I'm like, huh?
Dude, now you know how dumbfounded I was when we started what we were doing 24 hours ago.
Right.
And here we are, all of this lining up. Man,
And
the craziness.
And if you take a peek in the chat, the Snowman in the Morning clothesline, just merch line just dropped.
Bro. This has been a week already. And it's only Tuesday.
Only Tuesday. Oh, man. Listen. When I was designing that gear during the show, the Snowman in the Morning gear, I was designing that during the show. And then I looked at it because black is available and white is available and a couple of other colors. I looked at that and I said, I don't need anything else. I don't have to change anything. I don't have to do anything. Everything's good right there.
Right?
And it's like, oh, sweet.
Again, dude, the past couple of days have been insane.
Mm-hmm.
And again, sweetheart that is Amelia throwing all of this for us. I mean, again, I'm surprised she's got the ties here. That just startled me to begin with. I was like, what?
I know.
And then to say, hey, if they might end up wanting to do some live, quote unquote, live broadcasting with the show. Dude.
Wait a minute. And then she said she wishes that we could be on her show.
Yes.
I'm like, bring me on as an advisor and I'll teach y'all how to do this virtually.
Yeah. To have the talk back with both of us around.
Listen, it'll be the quickest buck I ever made, but it would be worth it.
Man, I think it'd be some of the most fun we would. Dude, it would be the most fun we would have. I could tell you that right now.
I'm responding to her right now, giving her my email address.
Man, pass my info along too on that one.
I'm doing that now.
This is
because this is nuts, man. This is nuts.
And here I was thinking I was going to be taking crap for being a Red Sox fan, talking to someone out of the Bronx.
Right. You were bracing yourself for that.
I was thinking to myself, I'm wearing a Red Sox hat. We're talking to someone who does a Yankee show. I'm getting a foot in my ass for wearing this hat. Nope. Comes up here all the doggone time. The heart of Red Sox Nation outside of Boston is here.
Yes.
And I'm blown away, dude.
I'm right. Like I said, y'all hear keys banging away and the wheels are turning.
Man, the wheels have been turning hard today.
And Amelia, we have you to thank for it.
Hey, anytime she wants to come, dude, as you said, anytime she wants to come on, I'm game for this.
Yeah. Same, boy.
I'm telling you.
I think we just unlocked a monster. I do. And I was looking for something too, because I don't make very much money doing this, although I do thanks to the AdSense, and I got to get that growing as well, so I can not only pay myself but pay my crew. And I do get donations,
right?
I do, and I still ask for them, even though some particular people want to call me a con artist, but they don't know what's going on. But I'll say this. That conversation right there is why I continue to do this. That conversation, the conversations I have with my wife, the conversations I have with my daughter, even my son gets involved. I got a funny story. The last time he brought both his dogs over, he has a Rhodesian Ridgeback, and he has another dog who is grown up from a puppy to be huge. A little bit of Mastiff, a little bit of Saint Bernard. Those dogs came in here and wrecked my set.
Oh, jeez.
Open the door. Ferguson is like right here in my lap. Jenny, he's trying to hold on to her. She's flying around the house, knocking stuff over. And then I tell Ferguson to go back to Dakota, who's my son. Before I went to a break, Ferguson sneaks around the corner. Jenny takes off for the kitchen. He takes off. Down goes the set.
Reminds me of my little furball I had back when I was living just down the road a little bit, back when we first met up. My little cat Mercedes.
I remember Mercedes.
Yeah,
I remember Mercedes.
And the fact that I'm just kind of waking up, I'm checking out everything, going through my emails as always, stuff like that.
Right.
And I had my computer on one of the little elevated platforms. I had a little bit of a simpler desk back then. And off to the side by my TV, I had, a cup of orange juice and everything, just going through my morning. This little one, after waking me up first thing in the morning, decides as soon as I put the orange juice cup up, I get ready to sit down. She whacks the orange juice cup off the stand into my computer.
Oh no.
I had to replace way too much on that tower. Trust me, I know what it's like when animals destroy things.
Well, it's like last night when I came in from taking my daughter to work. I'm looking at the wires here below my desk, and they're shaking. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm on the footrest. I can't be. I'm not shaking, am I? I didn't think about it until Binks climbs up in the window, opens the curtain, and then just peers at me. I'm sitting here just cracking up. And Binks comes over for a moment. He shoves his nose at me and he headbutts me.
Yep.
And that's the way cats show love. And he jumps down and takes off.
Yep.
Like
good old fashioned headbutt.
I'm like, why are the wires shaking? And I see this little tail retreating and heading up to the window.
Gotta love it, man.
Sunday night, the Timberwolves eliminated the Suns 4-0. 122-116 is the final. The Boston Celtics are on the verge. They beat the Heat 102-88. They lead 3-1. The Denver Nuggets did us all a favor and took care of LeBron and the Lakers. 108-106. Jamal Murray was the hero, and the Thunder sweep the Pelicans 97-89. Tonight, the New York Knicks have a chance to clinch and beat the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Sixers have not looked like a good team at all.
No, they haven't.
Except for game 3 when everything was fluid for them and they won the game by 12.
Yeah, they've looked lost most of this series against New York's D.
Why do you think that is?
New York's just been able to stymie them. Philadelphia's been known more so to go from 15 feet back than to try to go in the post, which is why you see Joel Embiid shooting 7 or 8 from deep a game, is because that's what they give them.
And they shouldn't.
No, because what type of threat is he in the post right now? I mean, he's hobbling around on a bad knee.
He's no threat in the post whatsoever. None.
And we all know Taylor Maxey's pulling his best John Cena impression because he ain't shown up yet.
Tyrese Maxey has been great. All right. Tyrese Maxey should be the captain of that team and not Joel Embiid.
True.
Not Joel Embiid, because Joel's not a leader.
No, he's not.
There are times when Joel looks like he could lead this team,
but he doesn't.
No. And what have we always said? What have we always said about Joel Embiid? He's got the physical skills. That's no lie.
It's mental.
It's mental. He could right now be the best big man in the Eastern Conference if he learned to play with his back to the damn basket.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about draining threes. Keep that in your back pocket in case it's needed. Worry about your game, 12 feet and in.
That should be his only concern. That should be his only concern. Is playing with his back to the basket because no one else can guard him, save maybe Giannis. But even Giannis is too far outside.
And Giannis hasn't been back in this series at all when you got Milwaukee and Indianapolis going at it.
5 on the schedule tonight. Mentioned the Knicks and the Sixers. They play at 7. And old Snowman might be putting on the headset for that game. I haven't decided yet. Magic and the Cavaliers tied 2 games apiece. They go at 8. Heat and Celtics tomorrow. Okay, that's tomorrow. Okay, 3 games tonight. I misread. I'm sorry. 3 games tonight. Third game tonight is in Milwaukee, where the Indiana Pacers try to take out the Milwaukee Bucks. Pacers lead that series 3 games to none. 3 games to 1, I beg your pardon. And the difference in that series, his name is Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, Halliburton's been huge. I mean, everyone's going to say, well, you guys are beating up on a weakened Milwaukee Bucks. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have Dame, they don't have Giannis, but they still got weaponry that keep them in the game. It's just the fact Indiana's been better. They've been better outside the arc, and they've been better inside the paint.
Find the lie. When Tyrese Halliburton hit that game winner in overtime Friday in Game 3 in Indianapolis and sent Gainbridge Fieldhouse into a frenzy, I knew they were taking both of those games. Yeah. And then Game 4, Milwaukee just came out flatter than a pancake.
I hate to say it, but I think Milwaukee may have given up. Maybe they realize that Giannis is going to be out for the entire series, and they just don't have the heart in them. Gee, we can blame the coach for that one.
Because Doc Rivers' time has passed him by.
Yeah, it has.
I'll say it again. I'll say it again, and I'll say it proudly. Your time has passed you by, Doc Rivers. Knock it off.
The last time Doc mattered with a team wearing green, they were playing on parquet.
Yep.
And we're about 2.5, 3 hours down south of me.
That was his best run as a coach. Should have stayed in the booth.
Yep.
I said it and I meant it. Should have stayed in the booth because you're not a good coach anymore. You're not a good coach anymore, Doc Rivers. Let me do something for Trust Truth really quick. He asked in the chat, did you call the Iowa versus LSU this year's Iowa women win? Yes, and I'm going to find it and I'm going to drop it here for you in just a minute. That'll be fitting.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? We had fun doing that game.
Oh, dude, that was insane.
That Iowa LSU game was nuts.
About as
All right?
nuts as the Big Ten title game we called with Iowa and Nebraska.
You know what? That one. Oh my gosh.
We knew it was going to end up going into an extra period once Caitlin Clark started going off late.
And she hit a big three at the end of regulation.
Yep.
That sent everybody into a frenzy.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah.
Me included. Me included. Where is that? Colorado, Iowa. I know I did Iowa LSU. You know what? I didn't because I was ill. I was ill.
Oh yeah, that was the one we had to reschedule.
Trust Truth, I'm sorry, but I did not do the Iowa LSU game because I was horribly ill. I was exhausted. I was tired. I had plans of doing that game. We had plans of doing that game. He said the Nebraska call was great. Thank you. I did do the national championship with Iowa and South Carolina. Did do that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to reschedule Iowa LSU because you weren't feeling well and I had another commitment that day.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, there was no way I was going to be prepared the way I was feeling. You know who got the last vote? My wife. My wife said no. She told me flat out, and I told you this. She told me flat out to shut it down.
Yeah, we were talking all day about this.
Yeah. Yeah, and you kept coaching me up saying, "Are you ready?" And I kept saying, "I'm ready." And the more I said I'm ready, the more tired I felt.
And then when you came back and said, well, it might not be a good idea, I'm like, yeah, I think at this point, dude, it's going to take too long for us to set up.
Yeah, because usually we require, 2 hours? 2 hours before the game to get set up?
Yeah, and hour and a half, too, anyway.
Yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours. That's like our requirement. Whether I'm out doing games in person or here in studio, I'm in studio 2 hours prior to tip.
Yeah, and then usually we have a powwow about things about 45 minutes prior to tip just to get the notes prepared.
And when I didn't make the 2 hour mark, I listened and I shut it down.
Yeah, because we had everything lined up to call the final handful of games in the bracket, and it just went. We covered the first two on that side with LSU and USC, and then the Iowa, Colorado.
Yeah.
And then when it came down to the next game, a couple of days later, it wasn't. I think I was calling a race with Droid that would have required me to go back to back that day because it was on a Sunday.
Yeah, you were doing that. Trust Truth says I was wondering something like that. Did you do Iowa against UConn? No, for the same reason. I didn't do the Final Four for the same reason. That week it was awful.
Yeah.
Physically, that week I was awful.
But don't worry, we have got some major plans in the works this year.
That we do.
Carry us straight through for a long time to come.
Yep. Y'all see the merchandise link in the chat. I'm going to link it to the YouTube page. Please support the show and please support the Dog's Garage as well. We're getting out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. So long, everybody.
Why must you torture us with this?
Ain't nobody calling me,
No!
texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
We don't want you involved, Tim. Get out of here.